what I want to do today is 5 things from the weekend, because that's about as many as I can think of that were relevant to the A-League as a whole from this weekend of games. I wanted to do this video earlier, but you're going to have it on a Wednesday because I'm a fucking incompetent weirdo. But yeah, let's do 5 things from the weekend. The first thing I want to start with, I think, would be a big takeaway is that Brisbane are fucking terrible. Like, they are a horrendous football side that will possibly come last this year with Charlie Austin, which is weird. They are so bad. I think they could give Perth a run for their money when it comes to the wooden spoon this year, which might actually give Perth fans something to live for. But, yeah, Brisbane, man-to-man against Melbourne City on Friday night, looked terrible. I don't think they had a player on the pitch that could stand up to Melbourne City. And then tactically, what were they trying to do? I mean, the only discernible thing that I could take away from Brisbane is that they consistently, just every time they got in Melbourne City's half, got the ball to either corner flag and just knocked it around insignificantly there for a bit and then lost it. That's the only thing they did repeatedly. Otherwise, I don't know what the fuck their intentions were for that Melbourne City game. But yeah, no, I don't know what they were. Like, how are they going to beat Melbourne City? I mean, Melbourne City went down to 10 men and Brisbane couldn't beat them. So that's my first takeaway from the weekend. My second takeaway, we're skipping over the Perth versus fucking Brisbane game. We'll do 2, I think, for the Wanderers and Melbourne victory. Let's go. The first one is a very good display for the A-League. Let's be nice to these 2 fucking horrible teams that I want misery for. And before I talk about the decent display of A-League football, I want to mention that I saw fucking like Sydney fans and shit on the internet being like, oh, I hope Wanderers versus Victory gets a good attendance. I hope it has a great atmosphere. What the fuck? No. What is wrong with you? I hope those people are miserable every day of their lives. Just because. I don't know why I'm an idiot, but why are you an idiot? Why are you being smart? Like, I know it's good for the league, and a strong league is a strong Sydney, and we get more, but I can't go as far as to want either of Victory or Wanderers fans to have a good night. I can't go as far as to want that. So that's one thing, but otherwise, I mean, yeah, so my point is, I don't like people wishing for that, but it was a really good display of football fans and shit. The Ababa took a pretty decent sized away bay, nothing compared to Sydney really, but you know, for a smaller side, I guess, it was pretty good. And there was the pyro and, you know, they did the hands in the air while they pretended to sing and everything. So, yes, the Ababa was a thing on Saturday in Melbourne. And, you know, Victory had their shitty little mosaic with some safe smoke. And they wrote down some fucking words, but it was in Ultra's text, so I couldn't read it. But yeah, that's good for Australian football, and it was on free to wear. So I think, if there was a couple of non-A-League fans that are football fans watching that in Australia, they might be interested to go to a game. So yeah, hashtag promoting the A-League. But yeah, that's the second thing. The third thing is Callum Neuienhoff. Because I have rated him since he started, you know, he burst onto the scene at Sydney's first team or whatever. I have thought he's just wonderful. And now he's a traitor cunt, and I hope he goes bald. I hope Ninkovic gets hurt. I just wish baldness early, like in a couple of years for Callum Neuienhoff. It's already begun, so it wouldn't be unexpected for him either. But he was phenomenal on Saturday night in the Wanderers versus Victory match. If you don't know, if you're not an educated A-League fan like myself, Callum Neuienhoff plays for Western Sydney. He played for Sydney last year and the season before, and he was fucking excellent as a defensive midfielder. And he showed that again on Saturday night in a game that was rather devoid of talent. Melbourne Victory, I thought were going to be the best team in the league this year. And every fucking half retard that watches the A-League thought that Wanderers would be good this year. So I figured it'll be a good battle. We'll get to see who's better. But nah, both teams were crap. I mean, Wanderers dominated field position and possession on Victory, but did nothing with it. The only player that looked creative on his own around the Melbourne Victory box for West Sydney was Callum Neuienhoff. Then Melbourne Victory, they sat back. Maybe they defended well, and they hit Wanderers on the counter-attack, and they looked pretty strong, solid, hitting Wanderers on the counter-attack, but there was just no clinical finishing there for Victory, and yeah, they lost. But either way, the third point was, Callum Neuienhoff is a good player. I mean, I don't know whether to go, like, he plays like the Australian Pirlo, but he's going to look like the Australian Iniesta, where he loses all his fucking hair. But yeah, no, he was really good. I lost for words because, like, I'm kind of happy to see him doing well because I'm right and I'm a petty bitch. But then I'm not happy to see him doing well because, like that fucking cunt that got decked by Izzo, he's a fucking traitor. So, yeah, I don't know, but Callum Neuienhoff, I described his fucking ability to play before. I'm struggling to find how I want to describe it. I mean, there's a plane going over right now. I'm not sure if it's being picked up on the microphone, but there's a plane flying overhead, and he's smart. And he's quick. He's got football intelligence. He plays the right pass. They're very progressive too. He plays it forward when he can, and he does it very quickly, and he just links teams up well. He keeps them at a high tempo. He touches the ball often and really sets how they, go out and attack teams. And then, I mean, defensively, I think I have seen him fuck up a bit, so maybe he could improve there. But, oh yeah, he had that fucking, yellow card tackle where he just fucking bear hugged the guy, and he got a yellow card for it. That was actually beautiful. I detest Wanderers, but just to see any player do that in the A-League, such petty gamesmanship, it just warms my heart that we have that in our league. So yeah, that's number 3. I think Callum Neuienhoff, for me, no, I mean, look, Lolly and Mac were good, and maybe J-Mac. Yeah, J-Mac got a goal. Like, there were some good players. I didn't really watch the Wellington versus Central Coast game, so I can't really talk about that. Same with Adelaide MacArthur. So yeah, I can't really talk about that. But yeah, Callum Neuienhoff, easily in the team of the week, and he was easily in the team of the week last week as well. So maybe he wasn't easily in the team of the week last week, but I mean, he was good last week. He was voted Wanderers man of the match by those dumb fucks. So, yeah, that's takeaway number 3 from the weekend is that Callum Neuenhoff's pretty good. Then we're going to go to the game before that. I realized I've only got 1 point to make about the Sydney game, and I don't know what that is yet, but I don't have any about the 2 games before. So, let's go back to Newcastle versus Perth. Jordan Elsey, what a funny guy. Fucking hell, he made me laugh so hard on the weekend, and that game was terrible for the first 45 minutes. It was fucking atrocious to watch, and then Jordan Elsey single-handedly lit up my life and gave me joy for the next hour, because like I had completely faded out of viewership when he cropped up with his goal, where like he just popped up. Like, I don't even know how the ball got into him. I haven't watched a fucking replay of that game. I just saw it live, and what I saw live was Jordan Elsey just in the middle of the box, just heading one of the simplest goals you'll ever get into the back of the net. And I'm like, oh fuck, Newcastle will win this game. And then I kind of faded out again. And then, yeah, he tried to decapitate, was it David Williams? Fucking hell. He tried to decapitate him with his foot, channeled his inner Roy O'Donovan, and just munted this cunt's head in. I don't remember where the ball was. Like, again, it was another thing where I just was kind of vaguely paying attention, and then I just kind of snapped out of it with the oof of him hitting him in the head. And yeah, the replay, I was not looking at the fucking ball. But yeah, he really entertained me over the weekend. And I was going to go up there for that game, and Newcastle got like a 90-something minute winner. It would have been awesome to be in that stadium. Even if it is a bit like empty, it would have been awesome to be there and just, you know, be a part of that game in a way, just as a little neutral fucking sado in the corner eating fish and chips. But yeah, it ended up being like a game well worth watching, but most of it was atrocious. And I mean, if I was to provide any analysis in this video, I would say that Newcastle definitely looked clear of Perth. They struggled to score against them, but they did do it in the end. They got the 3 points, and they, what's it called? And they looked better than Perth for most of the match. Although Perth did have one little nippy fucker up front that I noticed in the first half before the game nearly put me to sleep. So that's takeaway number 4, Jordan Elsey, Comedy King. And number 5 is Sydney won a game, Sydney won a game, nah. Sydney won it. I don't want to go through that like 8 times. I'll do that afterwards in the shower. But, oh, it feels so good to come away from that weekend with 3 points. I mean, I went down there for the game and it was a fucking nightmare. I just fucking hate travel. I feel like over the last year, I've aged significantly. Like, a couple of years ago, like when I was doing fucking overnights at the airport, holy shit, I can't do 8 hours in Melbourne anymore. I'm a fucking bitch. But yeah, I went down to Melbourne, and the first thing I did when I got there was go to the casino. Got $50 out because I can afford a little bit of, you know, spending on the games, and I played it up to fucking 500 on games of chance. I have no skill, but I played it up to like 500, and some fucking guy, because I wasn't gonna leave, I was trying to kill time before the game, and I didn't want to be at a pub where all I had to do was fucking drink. So yeah, I was at the casino just like having 2 beers over like 3-4 hours, just playing around with $50, and I got it up to 500. And there was still like, you know, a few hours to go. So I was betting normally, and I was getting progressively bigger with the bets. And then some guy like 2 fucking machines down from me pulled out in the casino, not even in like an open space, in the casino on a fucking gaming seat, a fucking hard-boiled egg. And if you don't have parents or fucking like gimp masters that feed you boiled eggs, and you don't know the smell, the wrath of their fucking smell, you are lucky. But it was the most wretched smell. And I feel like it was like, it must have made me trip balls and gamble away my $500 that I had won. And yeah, I left the casino early with no money. The smell of rotten, they weren't rotten, but fucking boiled egg in my nose. It was fucking a tragic way to start it. And basically, I tell you that, and I had a pretty turgid time in Melbourne as a whole. I saw like 100 birds attacking a fucking bin. I got some fucking shitty, overrated pizza. I overpaid for beer. Typical Melbourne crap. It's a shithole. But that makes it all the more sweeter that we went down there and we didn't play well in the first half, but then we played fucking well in the second half. Holy shit. Like, oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see. I mean, it's like, I know we've had some decent performances, but it felt like a performance everyone could fucking build off. Like, just seeing that, seeing the excitement in that fucking team on the weekend just makes me excited to be at the SFS again next week. Not that I wasn't already, but now I'm excited not to go there and have a fucking like little bit of a piss up and a sing song, but like we're gonna get fucking like 16, 17 moments because we need to win. We could go top of the league. on fucking Sunday, and a lot of shit needs to happen, and I'm calculating it in my head every fucking second of this week because I'm bad at simple math. But yeah, I mean, we put in a really good performance. If I can point some things out, Joe Lolly and Robert Mack on the wings, it's reminding me of fucking Mane and Salah at Liverpool. 45 minutes of looking okay. Yeah, fucking Mane and Salah 2.0. But no, they look good cutting in. It's and I mean, Alfie scored. Alfie fucking scored as well. I like to see him get on the score sheet because, like, I'm sure I speak for every Sydney fan. This isn't like, and most football fans would agree with certain play, like for their clubs and shit. But I'm sure I can speak for everyone where it's like, and it's not like an out there opinion to have. Like, I just want Alfie to succeed. I don't want to have to need a new fucking striker. And him getting on the score sheet, again, did he score last week? At least I've already erased that game from my fucking mind. I know Max scored one of them. And no, Donachie scored the other. So he didn't score last week. I know he scored in the cup, but see him score against A-League opposite. Actually, would have scored against Central Coast, wouldn't it? Either way, see him score again. I fucking like it. It made me happy. Yeah, it was nice. There were a few fans down there. There was a bit of an atmosphere. There was a massive fucking drum, which just felt a bit Bulldogs. But, yeah, either way, I got home from the trip. It was, the plane flight was fucking awful. Back, it was, I was so dehydrated. And, like, I finished my water right as, like, it was seatbelts and all the stewardess cunts locked in. And, yeah, I was just, like, struggling to sleep, struggling to breathe, dehydrated as fuck, on the plane. It was terrible. I kept going into the fucking bathroom to hit the... No, I didn't do that. That's terrorism. I was going to say vape, but it was a joke. Either way, I'm not a terrorist. Yeah, I don't know. I made it back. I got to see Sydney, even though I was knackered, burdened with the smell of boiled egg, hard-boiled egg, scared of birds, ate shitty food, overpaid for beer, smoked too much, many other things too, probably. Besides all of that, I got to see Sydney win a game of football, and that's always special. So, yeah, that was my fifth takeaway from the weekend. Sydney won a game, Sydney won a game, no. Oh, it feels good. I hope, by the way, I don't know why I went with that song. I've been making this whole video up as I go along. I had a completely different format, but it fucking sucked. So I went with this one. And I feel like, I don't know, I've had a laugh just talking through these mental fucking thoughts in my head. Hope you guys did too. It's great of you to watch to this point if you have, or at any point really. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow for my week 3 preview. We've got an exciting week. Melbourne derby. I think Brisbane, even though they're fucking terrible, could beat Wanderers because they're rotten at the core. Yeah, there's loads of stuff to talk about tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you then. Hopefully I don't fuck up. I will post a picture of a pube of mine if I don't post the video tomorrow, except no one will hold me to that, so I fucking won't, because it'll just be me posting a picture of a pube. I'm fucking talking too much. Stop trying to be funny. Say thank you for... Guys, I sincerely... Okay. I don't like addressing myself either, but that's all I'm doing. I don't like fucking talking to a camera anymore. I've grown, like, it weirds me out to talk to a camera. And I don't know how to say bye, so hopefully I've edited this out. I'll probably just leave it to here. Maybe you guys can laugh at my suffering.